Thursday morning to you. It is game day, a special game day edition of Sports4CLE. Browns getting ready to kick it off against the New York Jets tonight, Cleveland Browns Stadium. Pretty simple. Browns win and they're in. They could be in even if they don't win, but they win, they get their 11th win. They assure themselves of a spot in the AFC playoffs. Let's get things rolling with a trip to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, guys. So I just want to talk about Joe Flacco for a little bit. I've been a Browns fan for over 50 years, but I'm thinking 39-year-old, or going to be 39-year-old, Joe Flacco is probably the best quarterback I've seen the Browns have. I mean, that's nuts. When he throws that ball, I feel comfortable for the most time. He's got receivers, and I'm going to say to those receivers, don't wait for that ball to come to you because it ain't going to always, but it's going to be within your vicinity. Go get it. He's giving you a chance. You've got to take advantage of that chance. Go Browns. Go Joe Flacco.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. You would expect as things get a little bit more developed between Flacco and his wide receivers, some of that chemistry will develop. Certainly has looked good with David Njoku and Amari Cooper so far. Well, talking about Amari Cooper, Cooper and Joe Flacco definitely have that chemistry rolling. Take a look. Cooper's 4 games with Flacco at quarterback versus the rest of his 2023 season. So with Flacco, he's got 25 catches. That's almost 35% of his season total. He's got 485 yards. That's almost 40% of his season total. 19.4 yards per catch. That's more than 3 yards per catch higher. He's got 3 of his 5 TDs. Average passer rating is 103.6 with Flacco. That is 20 points higher than his season average. Rich Eisen, NFL Network. Also, the Rich Eisen Show on what he's seen from Joe Flacco.
I don't know what to make of this story that Joe Flacco is sitting at home for 3 months and the Browns decide to go get him off the couch and stick him in an offense for Deshaun Watson, then P.J. Walker and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And those are 3 quarterbacks that can run and throw. That's not what Flacco does. So why bring him off the couch and think that you're going to be successful, or let alone use him? And not only do they use him, not only is he successful, this guy is unstoppable. And this passing game looks unlike anything we've seen the Cleveland Browns have in a very long time. I know we broke Josh Gordon's record today, so you have seen a passing day and a receiving day like the one that Cooper had today. But Joe Flacco could easily be the comeback player of the year if Geno Smith won it last year for coming back from lack of opportunities or from the bench. Flacco's coming off the couch and keeping the Browns not only winning, but playoff ready and playoff tested and playoff dangerous with the way that their defense plays.
Can't argue with what Rich Eisen is saying. Imagine if they could get the run game going just a little bit, how more effective Joe Flacco would be, because his play action's been really good. All right, take a look at these numbers as well. Here's Amari Cooper again. 633 receiving yards since Week 10. That's first in the NFL. Cooper also joins Terrell Owens as the only receiver with 200 yards receiving for 3 different teams, as Amari Cooper, again, really coming up big for the Browns when their offense needs it the most. Browns getting ready tonight to face the New York Jets. It's real simple. Win and you're in. Some other things could happen if they don't win that would get them in as well. Kevin Stefanski talked about what he knows he will see from the New York Jets tonight.
Trevor Siemian's a guy that I know. We'll see how that plays out over the course of this week, but Trevor's a guy that has played and won in this league. Zach Wilson's extremely athletic, can make all those throws. So we'll see how that plays out, but really good players. I think Garrett Wilson's as good as there is in the NFL. Really, he's a special player. So we'll have our hands full when we're facing their offense. Defensively, again, Coach Sala, Coach Olbrich, they do a great job. It's a scheme that is similar to ours. There's enough difference, in some of the things that they do versus what we do on defense. But really good players, great players in the back end, great players up front, linebackers that can run.
Again, Kevin Stefanski talking about the Jets. It will, in fact, be Trevor Siemian. Zach Wilson ruled out, still in the concussion protocol. So it will be Trevor Siemian, started the year on the practice squad, was a guy the Browns considered signing when they signed Joe Flacco. So a battle of quarterbacks that were not expected to be here will be deciding the game tonight at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Mentioned Browns win and they are in the playoffs. Here are some other things that could get the Browns in the playoffs. So simply the Browns win and they're in, and they keep their hopes for winning the AFC North still alive. They would have to win their last two, including that game against the Jets. Ravens would have to lose their last two. They have the Dolphins and the Steelers. Additionally, if the Steelers lose or tie against the Seahawks, Browns are in. If Buffalo loses to the Patriots, the Browns are in. If the Jaguars lose to the Panthers, the Browns are in. If Houston loses or ties, the Browns are in. And if the Colts lose or tie, the Browns are in. What we are saying, it is extremely likely that the Browns will be in the AFC playoffs at the end of this football weekend. Most simple thing to do if the Browns go out and win tonight against the Jets, they are in the playoffs. Trying to wrap up that fifth spot as the top wild card. Remember, division winners get the first four. Top wild card would be the fifth team in the playoffs and would play the fourth place team. All right, we heard from Rich Eisen a little earlier. The question he's answering now, is the way the Browns are playing and winning sustainable long term?
If this offense puts up 3 scores, 4 scores, how are you going to get that much off the Browns defense? You're not going to. And you could make a case if this keeps going. If the Browns wind up with 12 wins, they're going to get their 11th against the Jets on Thursday night. With all due respect. And then they can finish up this season by taking care of, Jake Browning and the Bengals. If this team winds up with 12 wins, how is Kevin Stefanski not coach of the year? How is he not coach of the year right now with 4 quarterbacks, multiple running backs, and Joe Flacco doing what he is doing with this passing game? David Njoku's one of the most dangerous tight ends now in the NFL. I had Amari Cooper, as you know, anybody who's been watching the show or go on our YouTube page, we had him on Thursday. I said to him, why not you? Are you guys talking about why not you in the locker room? And his answer was, absolutely, we're talking about why not us.
And again, hard to argue. Hard to argue, especially with Kevin Stefanski potentially being a candidate for Coach of the Year. What do you say the Coach of the Year? Coach of the Year is a guy that has overcome things and has a team playing better than expected. As far as Amari Cooper saying, why not the Browns? They should feel that way. Look at the way they've played. As long as they can minimize the turnovers, if they can get any semblance of a running game going, this is a team nobody wants to see in those playoffs. All right, this is from the FanDuel Sportsbook, tweeting out Coach of the Year odds. And right now the favorite is Kevin Stefanski of the Browns, plus 150. Dan Campbell, plus 300. Shane Steichen, plus 500. Mike McDaniel, plus 700. D'Amico Ryans, plus 850. Again, I don't understand how anybody could not think that the job Kevin Stefanski has done on your fourth quarterback. You haven't had your potential Hall of Fame running back. You've lost both of your starting tackles. You've lost one of your backup starting tackles. You played without your top 3 safeties. How do you argue that a guy that has a team that has gone through that at 10 wins, playing for their 11th today, is not Coach of the Year? I'm listening, I'm waiting, tell me how. I know Dan Campbell has the Lions in the playoffs. He hasn't had nearly the adversity. Shane Steichen had lost his starting quarterback who was a rookie. The Colts haven't had that type of adversity. The Dolphins are playing well. They've had two all season long. If the Browns had Nick Chubb all season long or Deshaun Watson all season long, would they be even better, would be the question. All right, before we wrap up this game day special edition of Sports for CLE, Pete Prisco, CBSSports.com, on the outcome of tonight's game. He is predicting the Browns winning a close one, 22-21. Browns defense will cause all kinds of problems for whoever plays quarterback for the Jets. Browns keep surging, but the Jets will keep it close. Again, Pete Prisco from CBSSports.com predicting the Browns to win 22-21. I would also think that the Browns win. I don't think the Jets will be able to score 21 points unless the Browns offense and Joe Flacco turn it over and give the Jets several short fields. Can't see Trevor Siemian with Garrett Wilson or whoever they have on offense putting together enough sustained offense to score much more than 14 or 17 points. And I think the Browns win it, and I think they win it by 10 or 17 points without question. It's going to do it for this Game Day special edition of Sports for CLE. No show tonight, Thursday, but we will be back here Friday at 4 o'clock talking about the Browns and Jets game and looking forward to Week 17 and possibly the playoffs as well. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow at 4 on Sports for CLE.